اليوم رح نعمل باربيكيو. ربح اووردز، ربح ريكوجنيشن، انعرف بالبلد، جاي من فرنسا اول ذا واي على الامارات، ورح نكون بالبلكون على التراس عنده بالبيت تا ناكل لحمته طيبه. دقت له اكلاته شغله غير شيء. اسمه سموكينج بيرد وبعتقد مغلطين بالبيت. خبركم الخبريه انه رح نلتقى، رح نقلب نحكي انجليزي لانه فرنساوي وما رح نحكي فرنساوي كرمال الشباب وكرمالكم، فرح نقلب نحكي انجليزي. وما خبركم شغله كثير مهمه انه مرته لبنانيه. ما بعرف اذا كثير طيبين لانه هو فرنساوي ولا لانه مرته لبنانيه او الميكس اند ماتش تبع فرنسا التقت بلبنان عمل هالشيء الكثير عظيم. Did you learn Arabic during the year? شوي. Anything I said you understood?
I understood something about the mix between French and Lebanese.
That's the important part.
And but learning Arabic is very difficult, right?
Tell me about you. How did you land in the UAE?
I landed in the UAE in 2008, and I went there for work. So it was a project for Universal Studio. I worked for, they called me one day to build the biggest theme park in the world. And that was just before the crisis hit, so it didn't last long. You still have the Universal Arch next to Outlet Mall on the 66.
That's it. Okay.
And so that project got cancelled, but then many other projects in this country is absolutely insane from that perspective. So I stayed, and I worked in many different industries, and I'm still here. This is home now.
Why food and how food?
Why food? Because since I'm a kid, I loved eating. So that's the first bit, right? When you love eating, at some point you need to start learning.
That's after meat or before meat?
This is a long nurtured profile. It takes years of care and protection and nourishment. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so look, I love eating. That's it, right? Okay. I love eating, and I spent a lot of time in my mom's kitchen, my grandma's kitchen. The smells, the noises, and everything. It was just magical. So I always loved cooking, but I didn't barbecue a lot because I come from northeastern France, and the climate there, it's
more into crepes and
and hearty, hot, rainy days type of meals. But when I arrived in Dubai, I had a backyard and I had sun pretty much the whole year. So I started barbecuing a lot, and I was very, very bad at it. Very bad. But then through practice, you become better, and eventually you can make a career out of it.
So from bad to award winning, that's time, effort, love, passion.
It's a mix of all of that. It's 15 years. So 2008 to 2021 was the first competition I did. But when you go into food sport, it's like any type of athletes. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of practice. You have to practice the dish and practice again and again and refine every small element. And it's a high-level sport. And even then, so 2021, I progressed more rapidly until 2023. That was the...
You chose your second half to be Lebanese. It's good or bad?
It's amazing. It's the best half I could ever have. She's listening at the back over there. That's why...
We're going to meet her in a bit.
It's no, but it's funny because one of the good things about being in this country, you're exposed to a lot of different cultures. And coming from a country in Europe when there is not a lot of multiculturality, it was not a shock, but it was really eye-opening. And I'm not going to teach you the Lebanese culture. I mean, you guys are fun to be around. There is a lot of music. There is a lot of laughter and noise and food. So I think food is probably one of the things that brings us together.
Amazing. We're going to start by Cuvée 3e millénaire 2009 Ksara, a very rare bottle that has been around for the last 15 years. And this is how a French is going to serve Lebanese wine. And let's rock and roll.
Before it opens.
This is amazing. لونه حلو بس بنقز شوي بالاول، فاتح مثل هيك نقزنا. And then comes intensity, wood, long years of preservation. في خشب, there is lots of wood, copper. ينشف سقف الحلق, ينشف اللسان, it dries up the mouth, dries up the palate, and yet to be open 30 minutes in the making, it's gonna be a fantastic book.
And you will feel the Lebanese sun on top of it.
Definitely. خبريني, تعرفتوا على بعضكم كان بلش بالأكل أو لا؟
هو كان يعمل باربيكيو لأصحابه لعائلته. so لما تعرفنا على بعض it was very funny. We were still in the dating phase, and I was asking him what are his future plans, where does he want to go, what is his plans for the future. And then he goes like, when I retire, لما بتقعد عبالي افتح مطعم. Perfect. شو المطعم اللي بدك تفتحه؟ Jazz. I was like, okay, that's مطعم, so there has to be food. شو بدك تطبخ؟ قال لي ما بعرف شو بدي اعمل. انا ما بعمل الا باربيكيو لاصحابي ولعائلتي. قلت له اوكي فاين, فينا نعمل جاز كلاب, سيجار لاونج, باربيكيو ثيم, سو فينا نحكي بهذا الطريق. اوكي طيب اذا بدنا نفكر بالاسم, بلشنا نقعد نحلم بالاسامي, شو بده يكون هذا الجاز كلاب اسمه, اذا بدنا نركز على الباربيكيو, وهو عنده مثل ما هيك اللوك تبعه كتير هارد روك, هارلي ديفيدسون. في another story about Harley Davidson بس هلا بنحكي فيها بعدين. بس he has that look, وبلس انه باربيكيو فاير وخواتم وتاتو وحلق, so there is something there that we can come up with a name that is catchy but at the same time that reflects his character and where do we want to go. So we started coming up with names, ويلا until we saw several names. We dropped down to smoking beards. He loves smoking meat. People stop him all the time to ask him about his beard. بحبوها كتير. So and then he looked for the domain name on the internet and he found it available and he bought it and he created the website right then and there. So just to highlight, it was our third date, huh? So partnership.
حبيتوا بعض كتير, واضح كيف تطلعوا بعض, كيف بتغنجوا بعض, كيف بس انت عم تحكي فرنساوي.
أنا لا, I am probably the only exception, the Lebanese exception who doesn't. You too? Okay. The only three Lebanese exceptions that don't speak French, which is good because now he gets to practice the Arabic, the Lebanese Arabic. So.
إيش على لبنان؟
صار I think جاي 6-7 times already. نازلين على لبنان كتير, و most of the time نعمل نزلة على لبنان وبنكمل على فرنسا. أقصر شوي الطريق بس it's good. But sometimes the funny thing is that sometimes he tells me I miss Lebanon, I want to go. So and this makes me super proud. And I have this country اللي بتخلي إنه okay نحن we're biased, we love it, we miss it all the time. بس لما حدا فرنساوي 100% يقول لك I miss Lebanon, I want to go, let's book something. Sometimes we go for a long weekend. So هيدي لحالة it's precious.
Why do you love Lebanon?
People are absolutely incredible. No matter what you throw at them, they always keep their smile, their fortitude, and their attitude. The weather, it's only once we went and it was extremely cold and rainy. I enjoyed it a little bit less, but apart from that, every time I had a blast, discovering new stuff, discovering new food. I mean, we're both foodies, so there is so much variety over there, even in the same dishes. I mean, I made a bet one day. I pledged to discover and rank all the batata hara in Beirut. And I don't think I will live long enough to do that.
That's fair enough. My favorite dish, best enjoyed with hummus on the side.
Yes. Amazing.
Says who? A meat lover who cooks meat and lives around meat and eats patata hara. A vegan plate.
It's okay. It's okay.
Amazing.
Because let's start a side dish with meat. So.
Yes, definitely. Let's start cooking. We're going to go outside.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about tonight's dinner with good vibes.
Oh yeah.
So this is where you grill.
This is where I grill, so it's not looking very hip, but I have everything that I need. So I have gas barbecue, I have a small Weber, I have one smoker, I have a pellet smoker, the cooking range, the griddle, and of course the reaper that we're going to use tonight.
Definitely perfected it with the highest end ingredients, highest end materials, big names we've seen here and there. And going into details, he has his own rubs and spices, and this, which is the signature.
I'm trusting my butcher. So there are many different origins, as we all know. In this country, you have access mainly to American, Australian, Brazilian, South African. It depends on the moment. So if my butcher tells me I have this excellent piece of meat that comes from there, I'm going to go for that. Now tonight we have Australian lamb chops, and as you can see they've been butchered perfectly, Frenched clean, and with a very low fat content. So it's going to be absolutely delicious and juicy to bite into it. We have ribeyes, of course, so that's my favorite cut for people who don't know it. So this is Ranger Valley, 300-day grain fed. It's black onyx, the king of the meat that you can find here. And then I have outside skirts from the same supplier. And this is just going to be exploding in flavor.
This is amazing.
You can see how clean it is, and this marbling. This is just going to be juicy. And
So now that I've seen the packaging,
yeah,
which probably I shouldn't have seen, I understand who's the butcher,
yes,
and I understand
you know.
the trust, and if you know, you know. Definitely one of the most famous guys in the region. We're not gonna tell you the secret and where he gets his meat from, but yes, meat talks. Color, cleanliness, the way it's prepared, the way it's just amazing. It's just wow, definitely prime quality. This is white meat, beautiful marbling. I mean, this is not fat. This is pure beauty. This is love. Have your own brand.
yes, Smoking Beards.
How did it start? Where do I find them?
So Smoking Beards, it started a little bit all over the place before I could actually, wrap my head around what it was. What it is now is it's a barbecue specialty brand. So we're working in collaborations with barbecue grill and smoker manufacturers, with butchers, of course, with restaurants, but also I produce and sell my own line of barbecue rubs. So those are dry rubs. They are the easiest to apply on the meat. You don't need, as you will see, we'll start grilling probably in half an hour maximum. I'm going to start the seasoning of the meat now. It's enough. You don't need to do it 24 hours in advance. So this is going to be coated on the surface. The first one that I created in 2021 was the original. Very creative name, because that's the original one. And then a year and a half later, we created the Southern Kiss, which is more inspired. So the original is really, ribeyes, briskets, Texan style barbecue. The Southern Kiss is more inspired by Southern France. So we have rosemary and a couple of things that some people don't really like garlic and onion. And then the Bayou Blaze is the one I created for the Live Fire Championship last year. That took me all the way to Dallas for the World Food Championship, and that won me the semifinals. This is a Cajun spice mix, so it's extremely spicy. You have this fiery mix of cayenne pepper, black pepper, and white pepper, and a couple of herbs and things around.
So while we're working, why not remind us or tell us about your award starts? How did you represent the UAE? How it probably started as a fun passion and then ended up being on the podiums?
So I started in food competitions in 2021. It was a national competition, but it was an amateur competition. And it was the first time, so I went with my own experience of backyard grilling. I did okay, but there were other people who did a lot better. And this is why I understood you don't need to win to get something out of it. I learned a lot. I made a lot of friends, and those friends then created new opportunities, and those new opportunities opened other doors, and so on and so forth. So fast forward in 2022, I participated in a burgers competition, completely flopped. You know, sometimes you make creative choices, and well, you know, let's put it this way, food is subjective. People like it or people don't like it. So it didn't discourage me. I continued preparing, and in 23 we did the first regional live fire barbecue cooking. I participated in that and I won it. So I created a dish that was called le vieux carré, which is a dish inspired by Louisiana. Louisiana was French, so that was the narrative behind the recipe, and that was the background behind the creation of the Bayou Blaze.
I like always to remember Tariq and all our dearest friends who had
Yes.
definitely a big role in
Absolutely.
supporting lots of talents in this region and definitely in this country in their backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. So until last year, all the competitions that we've had, so the national qualifiers for the World Food Championships were in their backyard. So they completely, you know, revamped their whole backyard.
Cucina del Sul.
Cucina del Sul.
Regards to them.
And you know who you are. And this year they are rebranding. They are officially MENA World Food Championship, and they have even more categories. It's starting very soon. It's starting next month. I mean, between now and April, and it's going to be very exciting. So I'm definitely going to be part of that again for the fun of it. And you know, if you win, you win. I would say
Aging, how do you see meat?
the first, I would say the first trick is really the meat itself. So it's the breed of the cattle. It's how it has been raised, how it has been fed, how it has been slaughtered. So all of that matters. In Europe, we have a lot more variety on very small breeds, regional ones, and those are absolutely superb. And you can see the difference. You can tell that the colors are different, the texture is different, even the density.
What's your belief? Dry aged or not aged?
I like both, but you know, it's like the wine that we're having tonight. You can't drink that every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need something a bit lighter.
Let me ask you that question that will make you enemies or friends.
Controversy. We love a bit of controversy.
Australian or American?
Okay, again, it's very subjective.
You don't answer.
No, I will answer. I will answer because I am not shying away from a challenge. I have a personal preference for American.
Okay.
For no particular reason, but I just like Black Angus, love it. I had my Wagyu era, like, you know, everything I was doing was Wagyu. I'm not gonna say it's overrated, but there is so much to offer in those type of cuts. I mean, you saw the marbling. There's more meat.
Let's say one is an apple and the second is a pear. So
Yes, I like that comparison
they're
because
not
it's
to
not
be
saying
compared.
one is
they're
better
not
than
to be
the other.
compared. Different flavor, different fat content, different tenderness, different smell, different everything. So comparing is being
Unfair.
unfair. How many grams would one eat? How would you portion per person?
Okay, that's a very difficult question. I don't know. So tonight we're 7. So I estimated, you know, a full length skirt. So that's probably a kilo, roughly kilo 2. 2 ribeyes, because I'm not serving the ribeye as one piece, right? I'm going to slice them, and then everybody picks a little bit, kind of a Lebanese spread, you know. Because I really believe that in sharing, everybody gets to eat a little bit of everything.
It's more of a tasting than filling up.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, everybody will have 3-4 slices of that, which is technically it's a lot of meat, right? But then also 5-6 slices of that, 2 lamb chops. We have fries. So I'm going to make fries in beef tallow tonight. That's going to be rich. We have dessert, you know, this one.
منو سوبر كلوب ما بيستقبلكم هون بس بيعمل كيترينج. اذا عندكم بيت مع سطيحه فريدريك بيجي لعندكم. Which part of the cow is this?
So the outside skirt is under the ribs.
Clean, no, not muscly.
So there is the inside skirt and the outside skirt.
So that's why there is no much movement or tension.
Yeah.
So it's tender meat. Lots
Very
of
high
nice fat.
marbling. Yeah. So if you buy one at the butcher and you
Get
clean
one
it
free.
yourself,
Joking.
if you buy one, I wish I would buy one get one free because that's my second favorite cut. It's as flavorful as the ribeye at a portion of the price.
Okay.
But
So
when you clean
buy
it, you probably lose 50% between the silver skin and everything. It's fine. The Bayou Blaze is very spicy. I am going to do the big one with the Bayou Blaze, but the small one with the original. So if somebody doesn't like too spicy, they can have.
that would be great. A great meat for innovations and creations. Rolling it with something inside,
like a sushi.
like a sushi
Yeah,
style,
yeah.
nice thick cheese inside or stuff. So it's so thin, so tender, so fatty. You can play around like a paper, or just enjoy.
And you can see here, I just cut in the middle, right? That's even going to shrink a little bit because the fat is going to render. So the end result is going to be even a little bit thinner.
Tell me the secret. Why charcoal and then wood? What happens around?
Because charcoal is easier to light, purely, so it's purely logistics. But I prefer to grill on wood. It's just more flavorful.
And the wood has, it took minutes. 1 minute later, and here we are, smoking the region! 911.
Sorry, neighbors.
So let's have take a break a minute and tell them about your amazing grill. Is it Exit 10?
So
New
this grill
brand.
is made
In heaven,
specifically.
in Dubai.
It's made in hell. It's the barbecue from hell.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything here is dangerous. Like, just be careful. So this is a grill that has been designed and manufactured by Exit 10 Barbecues in Dubai. So they are a local manufacturer. They do smokers and grills of amazing facture. And this is our collaboration. I'm their brand ambassador. And this is really it's the research and development platform. So accessories.
It speaks your language.
It does.
Meat
speak
in
my-
one place, empty resting place, and then this hidden gem.
Yeah. So it's like
To
a
open it
paella.
up. To
You can lift
okay.
it or take it down.
Nice.
It lifts roughly until here,
Uh-huh.
so you can really do off heat. The whole grill opens up as well if you want to do caveman style, directly on the coal. It does everything, and what it doesn't do, we'll make it.
Let's start grilling. How do you know your meat? When do you stop? Is it red enough, good enough, medium or not? How do you know when to stop, not to burn it?
Not to burn it. I mean, as you can see here, it starts to like the fat is rendering very fast in this one, right? It's the touch. For me, it's the touch, right? The touch and the look.
When the clams.
So here, when I touch it, if you can see, the spira is very soft.
Feel it.
So that means the meat is not cold anymore from the fridge. But it's also, I can tell, this is medium rare, right? Now, because of the extreme heat, I don't want to burn it too much. Like that black here is the crust from the spices, because there is brown sugar in the original, so it caramelizes and it burns. But I don't want to burn the meat.
Okay. So different schools. The major one we all know about is rest the meat as much time as you cooked it, and
Yeah.
some others do not like it. You make it rest.
I rest because you really want the juices to redistribute. The thing is, the meat is cooked, right? So it's not that. But if I take it now and cut it, all the juice that is inside is gonna flow on the board, and then that's basically flavor that is not gonna go in my mouth. So I'm just gonna let the juices redistribute, so that when we cut, there is less myoglobin that is coming out.
لمعتهم وقفتهم. بتعرفوا شو معمولين؟ معمولين هون بفات، مش بزيت، مش بشورتنينج، فات. بصيروا كوتد مكين، بصيروا كوتد مش كوتد، بيشربوا منيح اللمعة الحلوة. كولوا ما تسأل وسكر شرايين. منعيش مرة، مهم الصحة. هو بسمعه بالضيعة. Some news which I discovered now.
Okay.
French fries are 10 times better if they rest as well.
Yeah.
They're softer,
Because the fat either evaporates.
fat,
Yeah.
more fat. Enjoy the fat. Oh my god, quality.
Yeah, there's a reaction wall.
Oh my god.
And see, you asked before about
Smokiness. Amazing flavor. Nice spiciness. Wow. Meat. Amazing meat. حمل يلا روح واصلين وراك. روح ايه.
Patient.
لحمة فات، لحمة تكستشر، لحمة كواليتي ما يكون فيها فيبروتيك لاينز بقلبها، لحمة بهارات بالآخر، لحمة قصة. كاتشة، إحساس، experience، sharing، كل بطاطا. شارين كل بطاطا.
كل هول بدك تطلع فيهم؟
لحمة نفس، لحمة إحساس، كل بطاطا،
بتفرجيك شغلة.
لحمة روعة.
طلع. بدك خالي.
بتجيب هيدا عم تحكي عنها؟
لا أنت مش
طيب اوكي.
كل كاتش كل ضع
مش عارفة.
لا أنا ما بدي إياه. بس ما ينزل عليك الجوسز.
باينين؟ عم بيحكوا؟ Oh my god.
قلت لك.
Man.
شفت قد إيه بحبك؟ أعطيتك قطعة
مارشميلو.
أوه.
اوف. ليك حمول بدنا نهرب. حمول هرب فيها. Thank you. Cheers to a great wine, amazing meat, delicious sauce by the wife, refreshing salad, homemade, amazing fries. Thank you for welcoming me, and I hope you win this year and represent the Arab world, UAE, and definitely France. And cheers, and we hope you enjoyed it. It's 10 p.m. Cheers.